Hey, what is going on? Welcome to the Sync Producer Spotlight. If you don't know what that means or what that is, let me just explain it for just a moment. The Sync Producer Hub was a community created by Anthony Clint Jr., who basically has this mission in life where he wants to teach musicians, music producers, artists, and people like that how to get their music into TV and film. Now, the reason that is important, if you are a music producer out there, if you are an artist, you have probably seen Spotify, and all of these streaming platforms with all of this AI competition. They even put a human only button that I've seen on Spotify recently. But it's tough to get all those streams. It's tough to get people's attention. The cool thing about getting your music into TV and film is they are not accepting any AI because of all of the legal murkiness around it, right? They want human made music. And if you are a human who makes music, you can get your music into TV and film. And the other cool thing about it is once you start, you earn all of the back end royalties, and your one piece of music that you create once could get placed again and again and again. And then as you build your catalog and all of that, it just snowballs. So it keeps paying you over and over again, even though you just made it once. So keep that in mind. It's the closest thing to passive income I have seen that actually works for musicians out there. But without further ado, what we like to do every other week is bring somebody from the hub, from Anthony Clint Jr.'s community, and ask them a few questions, see how their journey's going, and get some of their best tips and all of that. And we like to have a conversation. This week we have Mr. Kenneth Clark, who just got his first placement on Vanderpump Villa. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're going to talk about past, present, and future. So without further ado, what's up, Kenneth? Kenneth, how
What's
you
going
doing?
on? How's it going, man? How you doing?
It's going good. Where are you? Where do you live?
So I live in Georgia. So to be exact, I live right now in Loganville, Georgia, because I know a lot of people say when they're from Georgia, they like normally just say from Atlanta. But in relation to Atlanta, I'm like about Loganville is about like 45 minutes from the city of Atlanta. So Loganville, Georgia. But yeah, normally if anybody just that's not familiar with Georgia, they're just gonna say Atlanta. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'm familiar with Alpharetta.
Yeah, so I'm not too far from Alpharetta to be exactly. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, last year, every year we have the Shades of Sync conference, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's always in Alpharetta, Georgia, but last year it was.
Mhm. Yeah, last year it was in Alpharetta, Georgia. The year before that it was actually downtown. Because the year before last was my first Shades of Sync that I attended, but
Mhm.
this past last year was my second. So yeah, so I know going forward, I think he's gonna try to start putting it over in Alpharetta because Alpharetta does have a nice little setup. But
Yeah.
yeah, before it was downtown.
Oh, okay. All right. What was the year before like?
The year
What?
before, the year before, it was I forgot. It was one of those buildings that they had a section where they rented out. It's like I forgot what it was. It was pretty cool. It was like a nice little vibe where it was really really nice and like cozy. It was some kind of like side uh felt like a side like club or something that they had rented out, and they wind up using it as a place for the host sync producer. But it was right alongside a hotel downtown, how they normally have it a lot of times. But that was pretty good.
All right. Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. Michael Connors weighing in. What's up, Michael Connor? He says
Hey.
Alpharetta was lovely. What I
Yes,
liked about
sir.
Alpharetta versus a downtown area is you don't have to worry about where you park.
That's key. Yeah, because that Atlanta does have a thing about parking. So I feel like they get over on people where they want to make sure that they try to get anything. They want to charge you for every little thing. So parking is definitely a hassle. So
Yeah.
I remember that first year I had to park somewhere. I had to park somewhere where parking was convenient, and I had to try to see where I could park for free for the most part. So I parked like at least like a little bit like a block away from. Uh, did I park about a block away from it? No, no, no. Actually, I parked in the in the parking deck for the hotel at the event, and I had to wind up paying for parking. But yeah, that's the thing, is I can't stand the parking. I try to find a place where I don't have to pay for parking for the most part.
I gotcha. I
Mhm.
gotcha. Oh, Ray's in the house too. What's up, Ray?
Hey, hey.
KJ's here. Ray was also at Shades of Sync.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
So, I mean, since we're on the subject, what's like some of the biggest takeaways from that conference or learning moments that you had while you were there?
Man, for Shades, the thing that I take away from it for the most part is the networking. The networking is always key at those events, because you meet so many cool, dope people, and then now that being a part of Sync Producer Hub, you actually get to see the people that you interact with in the hub, and it just opens up the doorway for be able to connect even closer with the people. And so, um, uh, networking, the dope information that they drop, and then Clint and XJ, they have I give them props for the amount of swag that they give, the goodie bags and everything. You get the way to walk away with something. So I feel like it's a real great you it's a good time. You have a really great time, and you're gonna get something for attending. So it is really dope. I remember the first year, I had won one of the raffles, and so I had got a raffle for the this piano this piano music library that came with it, and I still got it to this day. So that was pretty cool. I got to earn that for free, and that was just showing up.
That's awesome. That's
Mhm.
cool. KJ says he used to live out there way back in the day before everybody was walking around on their phones instead of looking where they
Yeah,
were going.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they have built it up, but I was there
Mhm.
last year.
Yeah.
One thing that I've one takeaway I took
Mhm.
from that was, like, I don't know if there's anybody else out there who's kind of doing this on an island, right? Where they don't have
Mhm.
peers that are doing it with them and they don't get to see other people making music. So for
Yeah.
me, who lives in nowhere, Canada, just to be surrounded by people who are doing it, like
Yes.
people that are music supervisors that are like making a killing in the
Yes.
sync game,
For sure.
it makes it real. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
it does. It really does. That is it really does feel good to be able to find other people that's doing what you do, and that that you don't feel crazy,
Yeah.
and they can share in the journey that you're dealing with, is trying to get your music just out there, and just get bring attention to it, and get other people to listen to it. So that's been really a great pleasure to know that you're not alone in the universe of doing just music, because you sometimes you on the journey you feel like it's like a long walk by yourself, if you don't find other creatives around you that's trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And you just it gets lonely, and sometimes you might feel like you're like, am I crazy, like I like what I'm doing, and I feel a passion in what I'm doing, but other people are not just vibing the way it is, the way you are. And then you find other people that's actually doing it, and then you start setting like goals for yourself to achieve, like getting into sync. And
Mhm.
then you realize you come across other people who actually done it and have been successful. And so that's been a really good joy.
Yeah. I I almost think of it as like, how do you, like, you don't choose music, music chooses you.
Yes, I
And
agree.
then it's like an addiction that you have.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
for sure.
and then, I don't know, it's almost like you need a like, something like the hub to be your support group.
Yes, and really therapeutic, man. I love being
Yeah,
able to see the creators in there and just sharing their wins and everything. So that's awesome. That's really a joy. It's a pleasure to be a part of that community. And honestly, it's just like you said, it's a support group. It really keeps you going. It keeps you grounded, and it keeps you just constantly striving to achieve, like your goals. You have goals that you get into music for, and you realize that people have walked the road you walked, and everybody's rooting for you to get that win. So it's really a great pleasure.
awesome. Well, let's start at the beginning. Like, when did you? I mean, not the very beginning. I mean, I don't want to know about your little league baseball or whatever. But I mean, unless that was a big part of your life, unless
Nah,
there's
nah.
something. But like,
Actually,
how did you get started in music? Going down this journey, what happened?
so for me, I got interested in music when I was in high school. That was actually the one of the things that I I gravitated to a lot because in high school I was quiet. I was like a geek or whatever. And but music was something that I had like a passion for a lot outside of my other passion that I had was drawing. I would draw and write a lot, but music was something that I was able to. It was something that just the feeling of it, of just hearing like things put together, musical sounds and instruments. I mean, I guess like my parents had a play into that because they was always playing music around me and my brother. But to be able to I think that was something that I was able to gravitate to because I enjoyed listening to music growing up. But I got started into wanting to do music in the 10th grade. I was listening, I'm a big movie fan, and you're watching these movies and you're hearing these music scores, and you start wondering like, well, who did this and who did that? And for me, just listening to some of like the music scores of like, of course, like John Williams with Star Wars and some of the other movies that he did, and then some of the other composers and some great movies that I came across. And so I just when I first started hearing it in 10th grade, I was like, yeah, I really want to do something about that. I really want to get into that. And so got my first Casio keyboard and just started just playing around with things and just trying to reproduce some of the songs or the music that I would hear like on the radio, or things that I would hear in a movie that really caught my ear. Because my thing is I love melodies, so I would hear melodies that I would like, would come across, and then I would try to reproduce them on my Casio keyboard. And yeah, that's it. Started from that way.
It's I'm sure like, Darth Vader's theme doesn't sound as good on a Casio
Of
keyboard,
course,
but,
it does not. For
but
sure.
yeah, that's interesting. I don't know, I thought you were gonna say Prince. I don't know why, I thought
Prince
that
is
might be
it's funny that you mentioned Prince because I am a Prince fan. Yes, I am definitely a Prince fan. So Prince is so of course listening to music growing up. I never had the idea in my mind to want to be like Prince, but I love his music and I still love his music to this day. But yes, definitely a big Prince fan. I'm also a Michael fan too, but if I have to choose between the two of them, I'm always gonna go with Prince because I love the artistry in him as a creative. But yeah, Prince he was definitely an inspiration once I got into one to actually make it. Prince, hearing his music is like, oh yeah, that's really cool. But when I got into the journey of wanting to actually make it, I started listening to his music a little bit closer just to hear the certain melodies that he had. And yeah, he still top of the line is one of the greats, one of the greats.
cool. Well, after 10th grade, what did you do anything with did you start a group, a band, any of that kinda stuff?
So after 10th grade, I was just, messing around with the keyboard, and then I graduated to a Yamaha keyboard after that. It wasn't till after I had graduated that because I keep in mind, being a producer had not really come in my mind yet. It's just I like playing with music. I want to see what things I could create, and just there was really nothing to them really much. And
Mhm.
so it wasn't until I used to work at Sears, and I came across another dude who actually was doing music. Shout out to Ib Nice, one of the actual producer who actually showed me what it was to be a producer and how to make things come together. So running into him was what started to connect the dots for me to actually put music in a format to where you could say that, okay, this is an actual produced piece of music. This is a beat. This is something that, it's not just an idea. It's something that's like that could be put onto together like as a track, an actual track.
Mhm.
So Ib, and again, shout out to him. He was actually the one who actually showed me what it was to put them together. So he inspired me to want to go into the lane of being a producer. And so we hooked up with with some other folks we met around the time, and one of the people I still talk to, actually, he's my brother and business partner, and also business collaborator, I mean, music collaborator. Clinton, shout out to Tino. She's one of my co-hosts on the Courtroom, a podcast that I have right now. But we formed a label together, trying to, at the time, trying to get a music label, get some music artists together, and we were just trying to come out with music, and tried to see how far that went at the time. It did whatever it was supposed to do, and then after that, we just split. After that, I guess those days with the music label, I got married, and I had put music down for a little bit because I thought that, at the time, you growing up, it's like, okay, this is just it's a fad. I had a passion for it, but I thought it was just, as you get older, you think it's just something that, you're in a part of your youth that you're doing as you're trying to grow up. So I just put it down for then, and then I didn't look at it until years later again.
Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
When did you pick it back up?
So I picked it back up. So 2018 was that was that was a really pivotal a moment for me, because 2018 was actually the year that my wife had passed. She had got diagnosed with cancer, and she passed away in 2018. And as a way to try to find a way to heal, to cope, and to just, I guess, express myself. I don't know what it was, but for some reason, I turned to music, and I I I picked up the GarageBand app on my phone, on my iPhone, and keep in mind, I haven't really messed with any music in like years, and so I just started dabbling with it, and for some weird reason, it just started going. Everything just started flowing, and I started taking a deeper passion to it, and I thought I saw it as a way to just, to cope with, losing my wife, and a way to express myself as an outlet. But it started developing something bigger, and I had like a more of a deeper passion to continue to pursue it again, versus than what I had before. And so at that time, I had met up with some of my with another a music friend of mine. Shout out to QV3, my boys Troy and my boy Mark. But they actually helped. I started getting like start showing interest into it, but I getting connected with some other music producers. Of course, Tino was still around as well, so he was inspiring me to get back into it as well. But hooking up with Troy and with Mark, and then seeing them doing it, they helped me to get back into the lane of wanting to do it more. And then if you have other creators around you, it just inspires you to do more and more music. And so it started growing more and more into then. But I said that if I got back into music again, I said one of the biggest things I wanted to accomplish was getting into get my music placed into sync. And because I didn't know what the possibilities were at that time, but that's when I came across Anthony Clint, and seeing his stuff online. And I had uh, I had gotten one of his earlier courses when he had the MP3s that you could listen to at the Road to 10 placements. And he planted the bug as far as the possibilities of getting your music placed in the sync. But I said that I want to, when I got back into doing music again, I said I want to really try to get some money out of this. And so getting it to sync was one of the keys that I wanted to do. And he made it to where it was actually possible. And so I was like, I'm definitely gonna continue to keep pushing forward.
Lot of condolences and
Thank you.
prayers coming your way from everybody, Aaron
Appreciate
and
it.
Michael and
Thank you.
KJ and me.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that is a life changing event. How do I put it? Like, music is, and we'll get back to Clint and all of that, but
Mhm.
you dropped a bomb on us, so we all want you to know that we love you and we support you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Love you guys too, man.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Music is one of the best healers because
Yes.
music is it's what life's all about. It's like people can express their emotions through a lot of different art forms, right? Like
Mhm.
painting a picture, or you painted before, you did drawing, at least you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier.
Mhm.
For a lot of us it's music in the hub, right?
Mhm.
It's the purest way to like express emotion and to feel emotion.
Oh, for
So
sure. For sure.
I see why you got back. I left music alone for a little bit, for a
Mm.
while, and, I know what it's like because you get the adult hat on, right? You're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I gotta put that," that music part chapter's over.
Oh, yeah, easy, yeah, for
It's
sure.
time to grow up,
Yep.
you know, all right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
but what you find out when you get older is that's what life is. Like,
Mhm.
the music was what your life is all about. It's not about, like, growing a skill and climbing a ladder and support, I mean, so you support your family, sure, but you
Sure.
don't have to be top dog at wherever you're working and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Life
Definitely.
is about art and fun and relationships and all of that. So, thanks for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Now we'll talk about Clint and your MP3s.
For sure, yeah.
um, so it sounds like you got in early. Like when I took the Road to 10 placements, I think it was still a video course back then. I think I
Mm,
took it in 2022, I want to say, something like that.
mm.
It sounds like you got the pilot project of
Yeah, I got the early project part of it. I listened to it, but I wasn't applying. I was trying to, but I really wasn't focused on applying what he was talking about in the course. So I bought the MP3, and I still kept watching his videos on YouTube, watching him on IG, and then he came out with the updated version of Roach and Places again, but the video format. I was like, okay, I really like at this time, me getting back into music, I was able to get back into doing music for other artists. Like I said before, my homeboy Tino, who's also co-host of with me on the courtroom, he was really a big motivator, and also continue to push me to want to continue to get back into the mindset of working with artists, working with doing getting music. And so we had something on IG where it was like we welcomed like some other artists to get on there, and we was giving them some of my the beats that I had made. And so I came up with a collaborator, a frequent collaborator that I work with. Shout out to O Muggs. He's one of the artists that actually gets I still work with to this day and releasing music. But I doing that, that was keeping me busy, but I really wanted to get into what Anthony Clint was talking about with sync. And so after I got the actual video course, I started listening. I started tuning in a little bit more and started taking it a little bit more seriously. And then just seeing the the progress that he's made, and hearing his story with 10 road placement, he uh, he really inspired me to continue to start taking that road seriously, and to start putting a little more focus to it. So that's when I started learning about the structure of how you actually compose the instrumental for sync. Because, like I said before, I was hearing him, but I was not listening to him the way how I listen to him a little bit more now. So I actually started taking it more seriously and started trying to create my own instrumentals to structure it for sync. And it took some practice, but yeah.
Yeah, it takes some practice.
Yeah.
I think I found your Chord Room podcast channel uh
Yes.
at the Chord Room Pod
Yes.
for YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I posted that in the chat in case
Awesome.
anybody wants to check it out. I'm gonna
Awesome.
go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Thank you.
There
Thank
we
you. Thank
go.
you.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. All right. Um yeah, so yeah, structure's important for it,
Yes.
but what was the analogy? Okay. Have you ever heard of I think I bring this up on a lot, but it's because it rings true. Have you ever heard of the pottery class analogy or
No,
whatever?
I haven't heard of that. Yeah.
All
What is
right.
that?
So it came from an actual real test,
Okay.
right? They split a pottery class in half.
Mhm.
Half of the students, their assignment was to make the best pot possible.
Okay.
And then the pottery class, the other side, the other assignment was to make as many pots as they could,
Okay.
right? By the end of the class, I don't remember how many weeks it was. Let's say 6 weeks, something
Mhm.
like that. Who do you think had the best pot?
Uh, the best pot was the people who was trying to make the best pot.
No,
Which one? Who is the people
it
that
was
made?
the people that made the most.
Because practice makes perfect.
Get your reps in. Yep.
Yes, for sure, for sure, for sure.
And the reason I bring that up is a lot of producers, like, before they'll submit to, a Friday night listening with Clint or something like
Mhm.
that, they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, I don't want to show them this. This isn't any good. I don't want everybody to laugh at me," right? Like all those fears and thoughts come into
Yes.
your head.
Yes.
But you just gotta break some pots, you know. You make your first pot and you're like, "Oh, you know what? The clay wasn't quite right. I need to mix a little more water in next
Oh yeah,
time." And then you do it again, and you're like, "Oh, the temperature wasn't quite right." Like every one that you do,
for sure.
you get a little better, the format gets better, the
Yep.
instrument, the sound selection,
Yep.
whatever. Next thing you know, you're making amazing pots like it's nothing.
Yeah. I definitely believe that because um I was probably I can identify myself with the people who were trying to make the perfect pot, and all of a sudden you notice that you don't really get anywhere, but you do have to keep going and keep practicing and getting your reps in and over time that will sharpen you and get you to where you want to be.
Right. Yep. So let's talk about the chord room. What's that all about? What do you guys talk about?
So the courtroom, it's a hip hop centered podcast, but we talk about pretty much anything and everything, and we find a way to relate it all back to hip hop. And we use it as we view it more so as like a hip hop education podcast, but we touch on social events, we touch on mostly music related events, and we just talk about just culture and just hip hop. We view it as like the centerpiece of like just culture. It is a culture, and we find out how many ways it connects with everything and just life in the general.
Okay, that's awesome. That's cool. Um, we'll talk more about that, but I just realized it's 30 minutes in and we haven't played any of your music yet.
Go for
So
it,
I
man.
want to make sure that we hop into that. I have Another Bad Creation by Faith, Growing Sarcasm, or Desperation. Which one would you like to play first?
I'll let you choose, and I want to also put this out there as well. It took a long time for me to get to a place where I was comfortable with other people here listening to my music. It took a very long time, and I had to. It took some growth on my end because I was one of those people like you want to create something, but you want to keep it to yourself and not let other people hear it.
Mhm.
So it took some growth, but yeah, I'm cool for any one of them, man. You just go for it, and I can just talk to you about them.
I'm gonna go alphabetical. We're gonna start with Another Bad Creation.
Go for it.
What anything you want us to know about this one?
This is I think this for me, this was my first sync joint where I felt like, okay, I'm ready. I have arrived for me, and it's one of the reasons why I like it so much. But I definitely keep that to where if anybody wants to hear something, I normally would pass this off to them and let them hear this. But it's something that I felt like it was my first official joint where I feel like I was really getting the hang and the rhythm of the structure and the sound of it.
Awesome. All right,
Mhm.
cool. Here we go.
Go for it.
Let me make sure I'm sharing the audio. All right. Another Bad Creation. with that sting ending. Let's go.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's actually been that's the first time I've heard it like in a while now because I'm like, wow, it's like it's pretty nice. I like it
Oh, here, let me show all the fire emojis that are coming through. Davey Dave, what's up, Davey Dave?
for sure, for sure.
Janelle,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Michael Connor. All right,
If
Aaron.
if I get fire emojis from anybody from the producer hub, it's an honor, especially Janelle and Michael Connors, because you guys, yes,
Yes,
down, hands down.
I agree. And one thing that Janelle said, so you were saying that sometimes you might be a little nervous or
Yeah,
whatever to put your music out in front of people. She felt the same way, and
really.
you know how her music is,
I'm like, really?
right?
Like she's a pro.
Right?
Wow, I'm shocked because
Yeah.
she's like a master of it.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. So it affects everybody. There's probably times, do you know Flares? You remember Flares
Oh
music?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
I bet
know the legend of Flares. We know
I'm sure
Flares.
I'm sure there was a time that Flares was like, you know what? I don't want anybody to listen to this.
I if I ever hear that, if he ever shares that, I would be like, really? Him?
Right?
The master of trailer?
Well,
Yeah.
have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect?
Dunning-Kruger effect. No. No, I
All right.
haven't.
So, it's a scientific study that they do, but it has to do with like how much skill you have versus how much confidence you have, right?
Okay.
And I don't know how to draw that. I think I have to draw it backwards. Okay. So, when you start a new skill, like let's
Mhm.
say you've never done sync music before and you
Sure.
want to learn about it.
Mhm.
You start watching all those road to 10 placements videos and then you go up this scale, right? And then right here at the top, you're at the mount, what they call the mount of wait, what do they call it? You're at the top of the mountain of stupidity, basically, because you have all this enthusiasm and you're like, yeah, yeah, man, I'm going to make sync music. This is going to be great. And then you start actually doing it, right? So you watched all the courses and you actually start doing it. And then
Yeah.
you go down, you start sliding down because you're like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah.
Oh crap, how do I do stems? Oh geez, oh my
Yeah.
DAW crashed again or whatever, right?
Wow.
All that stuff, right? And you go down, 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 and then you hit something called the valley of despair down here.
Ooh,
And this is where you're like, this is stupid. I don't know why I was trying this.
in there. Yes.
You know what I mean? This ain't
Definitely
for
been there.
me, right? And then you just
Sure.
start slowly, well, hold on, you slowly climb your way back up.
Yeah.
And then you start getting more confident, building skills, breaking pots, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Fine tuning your skills, getting your
Sure.
formatting down, learning how to mess
Sure.
with people, all that. And then you come up here, and the next thing you know, you're confident, and then you kind of plateau because you know the skill and you have it under you.
Nice.
And the reason I say that is it seems like the people who aren't afraid to share their music
Mhm.
a lot of the time are the ones that are on the top of Mount Stupid. Right? And
Yeah.
it sometimes seems like the people that really care and want it to be perfect,
Mhm.
are the ones that should be showing their music are more reluctant to do so sometimes. So it's just kind of interesting how that works.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
But
Yeah.
your track was dope. Fire
Thank you.
emojis everywhere. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Very, very humbling. And especially
Yeah.
whenever Clint puts a link in there to share your music on Fridays. By the way, it took me a while to get into that as well. But I'm always humbled whenever I get feedback from the other people and then in the pod and they actually like it. And it's like I said, it's always still humbling to me every time that other people listen to my music and they have a liking to it and it connects with them. So I'm really honored and it's like it inspires me to continue to want to do music even more.
Awesome. Yeah. It is inspiring. I don't know if it's more inspiring or intimidating listening to everybody's music, but I sure like listening to it.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
It either inspires you or it makes you wanna quit, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna share this graphic real quick, just
Oh,
so you know
nice. You got it. There you go.
just so
Nice.
you know I didn't make this up.
Oh, I believe you 100%, man. I believe you 100. But yeah, I've definitely been
Yeah.
there, especially with and the Valley of Despair part. Definitely
Yeah.
been there. Woo.
Then the slope of enlightenment, I couldn't remember what it's
Yes.
called, slope of enlightenment, and then the plateau of sustainability is where it's
Okay.
at.
Nice. Nice.
Alright, alright.
Definitely been there. Lived it. Lived
Yep.
it.
Oh, Michael Connor, hold on.
Mhm.
I get nervous each week. Okay, so,
What?
only because I hope people experience the joy I feel when I make music. If someone can get what I'm trying to articulate, my job is done. Nervous excitement. Okay, that's cool.
For
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Yeah, we got some monsters in our group.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, "Oh, wow." Like, yeah, you do get intimidated just putting something out when you hear people like, of course, like Mark O'Connor putting something up there, and you hear Flair's putting sharing any of his music or any of the others sharing their music. You definitely get intimidated, and you wonder if your music lives up to it because, like you said, we have some really great people in that community, and I feel like everybody in there is great, and so I feel that those are everybody's like a music legend that I'm amongst, and just hearing their music, seeing the knowledge and the information that they share, and just being able to connect with them it's really a great experience, and like I said, very humbling.
Yeah, and, you don't need so you gotta remember that your 10 years from now is somebody's now. So, meaning,
Mm,
like, how many pots did Flair's break before he got to where
that's
he
very
is, right?
true. That's very
Like,
true.
so you gotta keep that in mind, and people tend to underestimate the value of just showing up every day and
Mhm.
consistency.
Yes.
Like, everybody praises talent,
Mhm.
but consistency beats talent 100% of the time.
Yes, hands
And
down.
if you have both, well, then God bless you. You're one of those. You're one of
For
those
sure.
unicorns.
For sure. Consistency definitely beats talent, hands down, every time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, cool. Let's play another one.
Go
By
for it.
faith, desperation, or growing sarcasm. Do you have a preference? I don't know if
Uh,
we'll get to all fours while I'm asking. Why I'm asking.
we could do by faith, and I'll give you a quick backstory for this one. This is not a sync track. This is just a regular track that I had put in one of the albums that I released. So I still release music on my own, as instrumental albums, and I just feeding out my creativity and just sharing with everybody. So I have sync that I do sync music for. I have my own just creative instrumental albums that I still put music out for, and then I also work with other artists like old mugs that I was telling you about, and shout out also to J Red, who we also work with as well. He's a DJ and a artist as well. So yeah, so I just try to dabble a little bit, but this is one of the songs that I had on one of the albums that I released, like I think a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, let's do it. By faith. Here we
Sure.
go. All right. And play.
sure, for sure.
All right, yeah.
For
That has
sure.
some yeah, Michael Connor well, he said 2 things. He was talking about going to church with that one, and he also wanted to know what horns you used on the first track, on
Yeah,
the tour.
so the horns I used on the first track, so you'd be surprised. So it's funny. I just used the grungy horns on in the in Logic. I just use those and just because they have a to me they have a great sound, and I just use them all, every single time I need some horns, especially for sync. I just use the grungy horns in Logic and just go for there, right in there under the synthesizers. So yeah.
Okay. So you're a Logic user.
I'm a Logic user. Yes, for
Okay.
sure.
And you have a
I s
Mac, I assume?
yes, I do. I started out in Reason. That's when I first started making music, and then, of course, I went to, uh, GarageBand, and my homeboy, Troy, who, like I said, who helped get me back into working in the music. He actually pushed me on to Logic because he said, "Oh, bro, you use GarageBand, so Logic is just like it's similar to GarageBand." So he actually got me in the Logic, and I've been a Logic user ever since. So shout out to Troy.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Well, you can, use all of Clint's tutorials in.
Yes, for sure. For sure, for sure.
I'm on a different DAW, so I'm like, "Oh, I don't use that one."
What do you use? What DAW do you use?
Just FL.
Okay, FL.
Yeah, do
Nice.
everything on FL. Yeah,
I
I'm a
I tried, but it's like it doesn't feel like I just have to play around with some more.
yeah, it's not the best DAW, but I know it, so I'm using it.
Hey, go for it.
It's like you gotta get the music out of you, and you gotta get it to sound the way you want.
Yeah, for
Doesn't really
sure.
matter what DAW you use.
That's all that
Uh,
matters, as long as you get the music in one.
yep. Alright, cool. So, let's talk about your recent win.
Oh, so my recent win,
Vanderpump.
yeah, so Vanderpump Villa. One day I was, just checking my BMI because I just periodically check it. I hadn't checked it ever since, like I said, off camera. I had been moving, so I'm moving to a new house now, and just trying to get settled in, getting everything into its right place, and just getting comfortable into just getting into the vibe and the mentality of wanting to make music again. And so just one day I just opened up my laptop, went to BMI, and just I occasionally just look down to see all the music that I've put in the catalog for it, and then I scroll down and I look to something I'd never seen before, and I see there's three notifications for Vanderpump Villa. I'm like, what? What is this? Like Vanderpump Villa? And they showed me the episodes. I'm like, this is crazy. Now I will warn you, I tried to watch an episode of Vanderpump Villa. It takes a mind to take that in because I can't. If you ask me which track that got selected for Vanderpump Villa, I can't tell you. All I know
Right?
is it just got selected in there for 3 shows. I'm like, it's a win. Thank you, Clint. Thank you, Elohim, my heavenly Father, and just thank you for just all the grind and just the work of just putting that in and it just paying off. But yeah, I was happy that was my first actual win because I had when you've been doing this like just music wise, and there's times where you get into slumps where you feel like, okay, is it worth what I'm doing? Like, okay, I'm putting in, I'm trying to put this stuff in, and you feel like you're being consistent. Sometimes, of course, you feel like there's times where you could have did something a little bit better, but you show up, like you said before, you show up, and I
Mhm.
had been showing up, and I was just thankfully just a day when I wasn't expecting it, I got a win out of nowhere. And so a moment I found out, of course, had to share it in the producer hub. I'm like, this is crazy because I mean, I hadn't been getting my music put selected into music libraries, but I'm like, that's a small step win, and it doesn't really hit you as like, okay, this is solid until you actually see the results. And so seeing it, it play off, it was just it was really great, man. I was really thankful for that. So yes, for sure.
Yeah. I always use this analogy. People are probably tired of me saying it, but have you heard the bamboo analogy?
No, I have not. I have not heard of bamboo. What's the bamboo analogy?
All right, so when you plant bamboo, like
Mhm.
Chinese bamboo,
Yes.
um, it takes 4 years. So,
Mm,
like, you plant it and you water it and you give it sun and you show up every day,
sure.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And nothing happens. And then year two, nothing happens. You're trying to look under the surface and nothing's happening. But
Yeah.
what you don't see is everything happening under the surface. It's
Yeah.
building this intricate web of root system to support all of the growth that's about to happen.
That's crazy.
So it's kind of like that. I mean, I don't know if you don't have to wait 4 years for sync to pay it, but like you do. Some people do,
Yeah.
um, you plant the seeds, you keep working, you show up day after day after day, and then
Mhm.
once bamboo does shoot up after those 4 years, it's like 6 feet in a day, like it just shoots way up out of nowhere.
Wow.
I'm not saying sync happens. Sync, I think, is more like a snowball where it just gathers steam and it's more gradual and all
I
that.
feel that. I definitely feel that analogy a lot more. The snowball analogy a lot.
The snowball, but
Yes.
you planted a lot of seeds. You were talking about looking at your catalog, what you put
Yeah,
in,
for sure. Yeah, for
right?
sure. And yeah, and I had gotten like I had been on through other libraries, got it placed in, and I've seen, once I put the stuff in there that it shows up on my in my BMI, but I am like, well, where I'm trying to listen to where's it at? Where like where's the results at? Like I see I see you got registered in there. That's great. Well, where's it at? Where am I gonna see? Is like she like, hey, it's in the show, or it's in this commercial, or hey, I heard it on this, or just I'm
Yep.
waiting for it. So yeah.
I don't know how many times Clint's been like, "I made this song 6 years ago and it popped up today,"
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah,
just
for
never know.
sure. For sure.
You're planting seeds.
Yeah, so I know that. I mean, like I said, I've been working on just trying to getting things in there and submitted, but I'm just waiting for end result to hear something.
And
And
you heard it.
yeah, well,
Yep.
for that show, I did not hear it yet, but I see the result that is in there, and I just know it's the fact that it's got 3 episodes that is it that something's in there, and it's on an actual show that I recognize. Oh,
Hey.
hey, I chalked that up.
Oh, Michael Connor has an analogy.
Yeah.
Sounds like an iceberg with most of its mass
Oh yeah,
underwater.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would take that as well.
Awesome. So, let's play one more song and then, so what we have left is okay, we did another bad creation, we did by fate, so we have desperation or growing sarcasm.
Let's do desperation, and I'll give you this. I'll give you the story behind that one. So,
Okay.
and actually, I would like. It's a great place to be able to announce it. So, I looked on my tune set, and I found out that this track that you're about to hear was actually put in under Below Deck Down Under, which is another show that it got that I realized I got placed for, and that me getting placed into that show came through another opportunity working with that Clint had introduced in the producer hub, working with a music library called Paint the Noise, because they have a lot of different clients that they work with, and one of them is the Bonneman Project, and they're looking for music. And this was one of the tracks I remember that they had selected that they wanted in their library, and then I'm looking on my tune set that this actually got picked up for a show under in that, and I know I got notifications for 5 different times that this actually got played, that it was actually aired on TV. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. And the great thing about a tune set is that you can play a piece of the episode where your music is playing, and
Yep.
I've heard it. I'm like, oh, this is great. So this was I was really impressed by that one. So yeah. So
Let's
take it
go.
for
You get the
sure.
DJ horn for that. Yes.
For sure, for sure.
Detection on TuneSat. Share that win in the hub if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
haven't shared it yet, but yeah, this is great.
I mean, half the
Definitely.
hub's here, but
Yes,
we'll
sir, sir.
All right, let's hear it. Desperation.
Go for
Below
it.
Deck Down Under. Let's go. That's my wife and I watch that show every week.
Really?
Well, there's always a Below Deck on. There's always a Med or Below Deck Original or Down
Yeah.
Under or whatever.
Yeah.
They always keep it in rotation where there's always one every.
Yep.
Well, it's on Monday nights, but we watch it on Tuesday nights. So
Nice.
I've heard your song.
Really?
I'm sure I have
I'm pretty
because
sure you probably have. You
I've
probably
watched
have.
every episode.
Go
All
for it.
right,
Yeah.
cool. Let me share Desperation. Let's go. All right, and play. Below deck.
Below deck.
No,
Below
that's
deck.
a perfect. That's perfect for a dramatic scene,
Yes, for
and there
sure.
is a lot of drama on that show.
Wow, that is crazy, man. I'm just like I said, I'm thankful and honored to be on something that, especially with other people just watching and it's actually getting seen. I'm like, this is crazy. So for me in my musical journey, like this is like a new level because yeah, I've heard people listen to it before, but actually to have it to where I can actually points people to something that my music has been in, that's another level that is just it's awe inspiring. So I'm thankful that I've made it to a place where I see that I had a goal, and I see that I've been able to achieve it. So that works out really great.
That's awesome. And you started in 2018, right? Or was it
20
2019,
20
2020?
2018 2018 is when I actually went back, and I would say where I started making music on a consistent basis. 2018, where I took it to where like, okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to do something with it. So yeah,
Awesome. Well,
for sure.
congratulations. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Thank you, for
All
sure.
right. So we're running a little bit out of time. So what I'm
Okay,
going to do now is I'm going to kind of give a spiel for
go ahead.
anybody listening who wants to get their music into TV and film.
Go ahead.
You have fire emojis all in the chat. You want to read all the fire emojis? The chat is on fire right now.
Oh wow,
Um,
yeah, I see you. Oh, thank you, y'all. Thanks. Thank you. Thank
um,
you.
while I give that spiel, if you could start turning your wheels a little bit
Okay.
and give your best advice, have your best advice ready for anybody that wants to get their music into TV and film that's thinking about doing it. So,
Okay.
all right. So, this has been the Sync Producer Spotlight with Kenneth Clark. You just heard he got his music into Below Deck, Vanderpump Villa, right?
Yes.
Um, so, the Sync Producer Hub is a community started by Anthony Clint Jr. A long time ago, he started it in the 20 teens with MP3s, trying because he wanted to help other producers get their music into TV and film. It's
Nice.
kind of the best industry to be in right now if you're
Hmm.
an artist, if you're a musician, if
Oh,
you're a music producer, if you're a composer, any of those types of things. The reason being is it's getting harder and harder to get traction with streaming, with getting your music out there as an artist. You're competing against AI a lot of the times. There's like AI artists that some people prefer listening to sometimes, right? Right now, the sync space is not dealing with AI for the most part, right? There's legal murkiness. They're not sure exactly what's going to happen with the laws around AI music. You
Mhm.
can't copyright AI music currently. Um, a lot of these AI companies like Suno are making deals with what was it, Warner, I think,
Time Warner.
Warner
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Time
Warner
was it
Music.
Time Warner? I don't know.
I think it's just Warner Music. I'm sorry. Don't.
No,
Yeah, I
no.
just put time. Yeah, just put Time. If you
Yeah.
want to say Time Warner.
They're making deals because before they were just scraping Elvis and Michael Jackson and everybody, right? And then
Yeah.
all these record labels was like, oh no, you don't, right?
Yes, for sure.
So they're working all of that out.
Hmm.
And in the meantime, there's no clear laws. They just use phrases that aren't really defined yet. So music libraries, music supervisors, TV production companies, they're like, you know what? We do not want to risk any lawsuits down the road. We don't want to risk anything. We just want to make sure it's 100% original human made music.
Yep.
So that's what they're looking for. And the cool thing about sync music is once you get your music into TV and film, it like I'll give an example. There's one show I was on, Top Chef VIP, where they
Oh.
use the same piece of music for a certain section of the show when it was like the big showdown type of
Yeah.
thing. So I was on like 30 something episodes of that.
Wow,
You
that's
know what I'm
awesome.
saying?
Congratulations, man. That's dope.
Well, it's gonna happen to you too, because you never know
Yeah.
which piece of music, you never know which one's gonna be like, "Oh, okay,"
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So it's really cool that way. Like we mentioned before, Clint said he has music. Oh, I made that 6 years ago and it popped up in this, right?
Yeah.
That happens more often than you think. You never
Wow.
know when that one piece of music could get picked up for something major or repeatedly like that.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might get a theme song deal one day, right?
Oh,
Like
if I get a theme song deal,
you
I'm
get
like, that's
that.
that's a blessing. I'm like,
You
what?
get that Mike Post money. Chung
Right?
chung.
Yeah, he was another one, man. Listening to him on Law& and Order, I'm like, "This guy," and coming to find out he was on a lot of different other shows too, but yeah, I'm not gonna dive deep into that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not a lot. But anyway,
Mhm.
if you're interested, if you're a musician, artist, music producer, composer, any of those types of things, and you're interested in getting your music into TV and film, you don't know where to start, there's a link in the description. Go ahead and click that. Check out the hub, see what it's all about.
For sure.
Come join us. Your music can get on Vanderpump Villa and Below Deck and Top Chef VIPs. And
Yep.
I don't know about Law and Order, but maybe one day,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Right. Yeah. So that's my spiel for anybody interested.
Mhm.
Kenneth Clark, what's your piece of advice?
My piece of advice is just just like we said before, just make sure you show up and stay. You just be consistent with showing up. You're not gonna have the best of whatever, but as long as you just keep putting forth the effort and just putting something out there, and you stay true to that, it's gonna happen. It's just a work. It's just a matter of time. But just like we said before earlier, just get your reps in. Definitely get your reps in.
Get your reps in, break some pots. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well, thank you for your time, Kenneth. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. I'll see you in the hub, and everybody else, I'll see you in the next Sync Producer Spotlight.
For
Peace.
sure. Take care.